Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again, and today I'm bringing you some Overwhelm. So this is gonna be, one of Sejuani, triple Renekton, and 2 Action. So this is gonna be an Overwhelm deck with Freljord Shurima. You all might be familiar with that because it was very popular in previous metas. But this one has a little bit of a twist to it. So it's obviously using the new card, which is Curse of the Tomb. If you don't know what Curse of the Tomb does, you can predict with it, and you also give a unit, if I take double damage this round, right? This actually synergizes with Overwhelm. If you have an Overwhelm unit that's attacking a unit that blocks, and you put this on that unit, your Overwhelm damage is gonna double. So this is very important and a really nice combo with this deck, because it lets you just surprise the opponent with lethal by doubling your Overwhelm from your Renekton, from your Runeterra, or from Sejuani, to be able to just push damage. Because we're playing more of this combo type of game plan, we're also playing the Berry Armory. So the Berry Armory is a 1-mana landmark with countdown 2 that creates Treasure of the Sands, which is a 3-mana equipment that adds +4/+4. This equipment is nuts when it comes to putting it on your Renekton, or especially on your Runeterra, because she has Spell Shield. Even your Ancient Yeti or Sejuani can also use it, but you can actually just put it on any of your Overwhelms and they become really thick Overwhelms. You know, this Ruthless Raider becomes a 7/7/5 with tough. That's really hard for most opponents' decks to deal with, especially all of the Pantheon Vayne decks running around right now. So usually Berry Armory can win you games on the spot against the Pantheon decks, just because it's really hard for the opponent to be able to deal with that. So those are really the 2 key cards that I wanted to kind of go over compared to previous versions of Sejuani, Renekton, Action type of decks. The rest of the deck is pretty straightforward, right? So that sauce is really nice, lets you remove an opponent's unit, lets you challenge with Renekton, so really cool to get value from there. 1 Shapestone, we do play double action in the landmark to be able to trigger it. 1 Three Sisters, just to be able to freeze, so get us out of a jam. Triple Treasure Seeker, because I do like putting the Walking Sands. They put a lot of pressure on the opponent, especially as we talk about going against those Ionia decks. If you can put a lot of pressure on them, they get in a very tough spot for you to actually be able to win. Curse of the Tomb, again, we talk about it with combo. Action is great. You put him in, you can actually have a crazy curve where you go Berry Armory on 1, Action on 2, and then you can put the Treasure of the Sands on the Action to make your Action just become humongous. So that's actually kind of cool with Action. But in general, we also want to have access to the Warlord's Palace or the Warlord's Horde in very rare cases to be able to just have more consistency with this deck. Triple Ruthless Raider and triple Tough Speaker, just other great Overwhelm targets that are really good targets for your Berry Armory and for your Curse of the Tomb, for you to be able to push lethal damage. And they also synergize better with the Battle Fury, which we'll discuss later in the deck. Triple Torsion is really, really good, especially with all the master decks running around. Lets you get a lot of favorable trades and stop the opponent from being able to kill your units. Merciless Hunter, just their synergizes with Renekton, giving vulnerable to a unit, especially a key unit like Seraphine or Viktor, to be able to drag them and kill them. Triple Renekton there, especially with Berry Armory, with the Treasure of the Sands, becomes nuts, because then it becomes an 8/8, and if you're able to challenge something, then right away it becomes a 10 and levels up on the spot. Renekton is really, really good way to push Overwhelm damage, like this guy in this deck. Double Rider Negation to protect ourselves against like any strikes or any like recalls and stuff from Ionia. Triple Runeterra is kind of like an upgraded version of Renekton because she has Spell Shield, right? So if you have this Runeterra and you can put the Treasure of the Sands on her, then she becomes a 10/7 with Overwhelm and Spell Shield, and opponent's gonna cry because they're gonna have a really hard time dealing with this. Then we do have some other top end, 1 Sejuani, 1 Ancient Yeti, so just more Overwhelm value, and Sejuani obviously gives us the freeze as well if we need to freeze something in a pinch. And then lastly, triple Battle Fury. So triple Battle Fury synergizes with all the Overwhelm cards that we talked about so far, like the Ruthless Raider, Tough Speaker, Renekton, Runeterra, Sejuani, or Ancient Yeti, to be able to kind of push that surprise lethal damage as you need it. It's kind of crazy though, because you can kind of get almost the same value from just doing Curse of the Tomb for 6 mana less, right? Because Curse of the Tomb just doubles your Overwhelm. So, but Battle Fury is still a key part of this type of Overwhelm deck to allow you to just push that lethal damage as you need it. So yeah, that's it for the deck breakdown. Hope you enjoy the games coming up soon. And if you do, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us if you're not subscribed yet. It helps us out a lot, and we post a lot of videos every single day, so that way you also keep track of whenever we post a new video. But anyways, I'll see you at the end of the video for some mulligan tips. In this matchup, we're going against Jax Vayne. I'm conflicted here. It's not a bad hand. It's not a bad hand. I just don't know if it's what I actually need. I think I'm looking for the Berry Armory. I think opponent's gonna have a really hard time dealing with the Berry Armory. Yeah, okay. How does the opponent beat this combo? How does the opponent beat this combo of Berry Armory and Battle Fury? So I'm looking to just finish the game like as quick as possible. We can play the Tusk Speaker here, and then just do the Berry Armory and the Tusk Speaker so that we at least push some initial damage. We have access to Trojan. Sorry about that. Oh man, that was a random cuff that I got. We have access to Trojan to punish this Jax. But I don't think we do that, right? I think we just go for the Treasure of the Sands and call it a day. Because opponent won't be able to deal with these 7 sets. I would like to play the Ancient Yeti, but I also feel like I need to keep my mana. Okay, the double Treasure Seeker just completely saves me. So the double Treasure Seeker keeps me alive. It allows me to just have blockers without having to commit the Ancient Yeti. And then we just set up for a Battle Fury to finish up the game. If we ever get a Curse to the Tomb, it also is going to be very, very hard for the opponent to do anything.
Sorry, all the spoons were dirty.
Maybe they go for the slap right here. Yeah, we got double Treasure Seeker, giving us blockers against everything the opponent has. We can play the Ancient Yeti. We can play Ancient Yeti and 1 Trojan and still have mana next turn for Battle Fury. Lore? Yeah, so they're gonna get punished by Trojan. Yeah, they're gonna get punished by Trojan. We can keep the Treasure Seeker around, that's fine. Or do we just let this... Because I feel like I need this here. I feel like I don't care about these Jax. Because what we can do is that we can go like this. Get rid of both their units. While also keeping ours. When it goes catch. We go a second Trojan. Now we just take little damage. They catch without any equipment, right? Trojan just completely obliterates their deck. And then next turn we have the Battle Fury. Opponent also is gonna have to block. Ah, they get the dog. So, okay, so this is 8. And we have 9. Opponent wants to block. Okay, so does that level up? That does level it up. That does level up the Jax. So I'm gonna attack like this. So that, because opponent wants to block this with the dog. But if they block with the dog, then that would allow them to also kill this with Jax. Counter Strike. Is that enough? Is that enough to win you the game? So we have 2 options. We can push. We can push the 8 right here. Or we can just Battle Fury. And the opponent could easily have like a Concerted Strike or something. I think we take it slow. I think we take it slow. This is gonna go up. This is not gonna be enough to lose us the game just yet. Opponent only has 2 equipment, so this is only getting +1/+1, and we have a really big Ancient Yeti to protect us, and we have enough blockers for everything else. Plus, having access to Trojan seems pretty nice. Okay, the Harpy is a little bit annoying. So the Harpy is definitely not ideal. However, opponent still cannot beat the Harpy here. And we have the multiple walking sands to be able to protect ourselves. We just put Battle Fury in the Ancient Jetty and we're chilling. So this is gonna go up to 8.
Find your own.
I'm not gonna put any damage on the Ancient Jetty unless I absolutely need to. So unless I absolutely need to, I don't need to put any damage on the Ancient Jetty. Because we're just gonna set up for the Battle Fury to finish up the game, right? No matter which way the opponent attacks, I guess we should just block this though. And again, we have the Troll Chant. So opponent's gonna go here. This is gonna give them enough. It's not gonna be enough. So it's kind of smart. By doing it this way, I guess we commit the Troll Chant now then, right? We commit the Troll Chant now, which saves us 4 damage. Opponent gets another 3 on top of it. We can exhaust the Jax, which is really the only thing that concerns me right now. That gets rid of another 2 damage, and we have another blocker. That was our 3rd Troll Chant, so opponent shouldn't play around any more Troll Chants now. That Cataclysm, yeah, that Cataclysm was pretty good. Once again, though, I don't want to put damage on my Ancient Jetty. So if we can survive by just killing, by just blocking, I think we're fine. I think if we can survive by just blocking, I think we're fine.
Got a lizard in
So this puts me... This puts me at 2. If opponent has rally, then yeah, they win. But I think we're always losing to the rally regardless, right? So then here we just attack, commit the Battle Fury right now, because otherwise we don't have lethal, and that's game. We have to commit the Battle Fury right away, because if we don't, the opponent could just press OK, and we only push 9 damage. Consider Strike is not enough, Consider Strike is only 11. So yeah. Ooh, we got there. We got there, and again, it's really important that we didn't put any damage on our unit unless we absolutely had to, so that we played around like a Crusader Strike or any other random strike like that. So GG's. In this matchup, we'll be going against Ezreal, Seraphine, Noxus. Ooh. First game with this deck, and right away we're going against the Boogeyman. This is a good hand. This is a good hand. The Troll Chant is actually not bad. Having Spell Shield here is also huge, and we get action now on top of it. Okay, so this is a really good hand. Oh, wow, it would have been perfect if we had the last turn, right? We would push in 4 damage this turn. I guess opponent easily has like a Mystic here, though. But I think it's fine. I think we go like this, because I guess now we're not forced to play the Merciless Hunter right away. Oh, that's huge. So they're gonna play Flock? So they're actually gonna Flock this? 2 spells for an action? Wow. 2 spells for an action. Wow. Ha. Uh-oh. No, I don't want to do this, right? Because then we tap out a Troll Chant. I think I'd rather have the Troll Chant available next turn. Yeah, I think I'd rather have the Troll Chant available next turn than not. So I think I'm just going to go Renekton here. Now we can just go ahead and go for the Renekton Ruthless Predator, if anything. Or we can just do nothing. We can just attack, push 2-5, have the opponent Flock this. If the opponent's blocking like this, I might be willing to just commit the Troll Chant. 100% now, right? So now this is forcing the opponent to have to commit another spell here. We should have done it on the Treasure Seeker, by the way, because this is gonna die. Oh. I guess it doesn't matter, but it probably was better to do the Troll Chant on the Treasure Seeker. Seraphine? Alright, so Seraphine's gonna die.
So much to do.
Yeah, I think I like the Merciless Hunter here, and then go for the Spear, or the Ruthless Raider, either way. But 100% I'm just gonna put the Merciless Hunter so that we can pull and open attack with Renekton if we need to, while killing Seraphine. We can play the Tusk Speaker. push that damage. I like the open attack. Okay, so opponent has a 5-mana spell here. What if it's not the open attack? What if it's just the Wind Runner?
Sand and trouble far as the eye can
With us
see.
having exhaust, yeah, we will lose the Renekton, but this is pushing a lot more damage, and I think I need to just put pressure on them. Right? So I think I'd rather just put pressure, because the opponent probably has like fast speed spells. The punish here is gonna be the Sentry. No way! Okay, so we pull here, right? Or we can pull here to make sure that we kill her. Pull everywhere else. No, I like the pull here. I like the pull here. And I like that sauce on the barkeep. Or we can pull with the Predator on the barkeep.
I get violent when I'm bored.
Kinda wanna make sure that we kill the Seraphine. I wanna make sure that we kill the Seraphine. I like the Predator. I like the Predator here. Yes, I like going like this. We probably should put the Predator on the roof runner, by the way.
Have you heard Zon Starlight?
This is lethal. But it's gonna have to Mystic Shot one of these cards if they have it. Renekton levels up. We'll trigger the Warlord's Palace exactly in our next turn. Unworthy Soul. Alright. So that's why they got from the President. So we can still play Renekton next turn, I guess. Yeah, so that's why I think it was better to put the Ruthless Predator on the Wound Runner, because it pushes the same damage, right? Well, it would have pushed 2 more damage, so now that extra that 2 damage that we lost might be the difference between us winning the game or not.
I thought you'd never
When it gets the Ezreal. I don't like the having access to the Mystic Shot.
And destruction.
I think this is fine. We can try to go for the Battle Fury here. I like the fact that I'm making it aqua for them to create a free Mystic Shot. I don't want it to get the value. I don't want it to get the value. We can also just go Sandstorm Charger. Is that better than going for the Predict? Is that better than going for the Predict? 5 HP. If the opponent was at 3, I feel like we definitely go Sandstorm Charger. But since there are 5, I'm actually not sure. We can wait to see what we draw to. They're digging. So they have to dig. But that's an expensive Sun Spinner. They do get a lot of answers potentially. They do get a lot of answers potentially. So they have 3 spells that cost 0 here. Are any of those actually good? Guiding Touch gives you the health. So now you're 7. If it's removal, we pass. I'm not gonna let them get value from 2-mana spells. Yep. Opponent didn't expect the pass, right? So that they had 2 spells that cost 0, and now they cost 2 because Sun Spinner only set them to 0 for 1 round. Maybe they forgot that you can, like, if you burst speed pass, I can pass back and just end the turn. So we did misplay though. We did misplay by the Ruthless Predator, but it ended up working out. So GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Ornn Braum. This doesn't look amazing, right? Because that means that they probably have freezes. And their units are probably thick enough to actually be able to get through us. At least we got action on turn 2 though. That's never a bad sign. So we can play Treasure Seeker, then play action, you know, attack. My concern again is that both their Braum and their Ornn are gonna have enough health and they could have obviously combat hook and everything to kind of stop anything that we want to do, like Overwhelms from actually doing damage. Ooh, they also get the Disciple. The good thing about the Disciple though is that it is a unit that the opponent has to re-summon with the Shaman with. So they are gonna be spending mana on summoning that every turn, which is not bad for us. Our hand looks a little bit awkward. I mean, I guess the Battle Fury, if we ever get the Battle Fury, that's gonna be very good. Please don't get the Pan of Pain. Okay. Scout is really nice for them. It's a great spell to have with Ornn, right? So Scout is probably one of the best ones that you can have with Ornn. Opponent gives us the block though, so they don't have a way to like force this until later on. We do Tough Speaker so that we can quote-unquote level up Sejuani, although we only have one Sejuani in our deck. And again, now is where the Braum turns comes in, right? So this is where Braum comes in. But I still think I attack with everything, right? I still think I develop. I force him to have the Braum. They can play the Braum. We still push 5, which would have been the same thing, while still trying to level up the Renekton. Rabin? Whoa, okay. Well, I'll take that. I'll take that. So I'm glad I developed them. Because it would have been a lot less damage. It would have been a lot less damage if I didn't develop. We lose the action. Big whoop. We can get a second action down, but we can probably just go Wound Runner here instead. Just to play around a second Rabin. Yeah, it's probably correct for us to just go Wound Runner.
Out here, you're moving or you're dead.
Because we can enable that, we can level up action, that's it, right? Because what we can do is that we can play action and then Ruthless Predator as response to almost anything that the opponent might do, and we also have access to the Walking Sense. Yeah, so opponent's digging here. Eye of the Dragon. Well, that's a good dig. That's a good dig. Because that gives them access to a life steal. Because they can play Shaman Win again. So they can play the Shaman Win again, getting them to the 2 spells, and then they're gonna have 6, 7 mana. They're gonna have a unit from the Starlight here that's gonna be really big. We're gonna have the Ruthless Predator though, with the Wound Runner. So what if we... Okay. I like the action. I like the action here. And then we're gonna play Ruthless Predator and Curse of the Tomb to potentially win the game. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. I guess I forced them, right? I forced them to have the freeze. I forced him to have the freeze. I need to force him to have the freeze. So I force him to have the freeze to be able to kill this Wound Runner. We can go like this. I guess we can also... Okay, let's think about this. So if we go +1, we have 2 ways that we can potentially win. If we predict, we kind of have an out in case that the opponent has an answer here, like double freeze. I like the +1. The Sandstone Charger just means that the opponent just, you know, blocks with the Dragon Link. Because they need to freeze here, and then we have the Curse of the Tomb. I like the +1. Let's make it so that we present like lethal. Because this is gonna be tough for them to deal with because of the spell shield. Probably was better to predict. I think the +1 didn't do anything, right? Because if they have the freeze, they have the freeze. They freeze the Renekton. And because the problem is that they need to block this, otherwise they go down to 1. But they're playing around the Curse of the Tomb.
This would be a good winter.
The dragon binds us.
So they just lose the game then. So this loses to more things than if I go here. So, Curse of the Tomb. Let's say that the opponent for some reason has a random Breeder Steel. It means that it will lose on the Renekton. If we do Curse of the Tomb here instead, we still kill the opponent while having a unit with Spell Shield. Because this is still 14. I guess if the opponent has the Breeder Steel, yeah, the health point is not gonna be enough. If they have the Breeder Steel, they still just freeze the Renekton. Yeah, if they have the Breeder Steel, they still freeze the Renekton, saving 6 damage. So, but at least we wouldn't lose the value from Curse of the Tomb. We still push more damage this way. And there we go. Curse of the Tomb gets us the win. So GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Seraphine, Viktor, Karma. We just need to put a lot of pressure, right? So we just need to put a lot of pressure on this. So I think we're looking for early units first. Like this, right? So this is a really good start. And just put a lot of pressure with our attacks. And then we can even set up for the Walking Sands. Now, I don't care if the opponent has Mystic or the High Note to kill the action. I think it's correct to just drop this action down right away and start working on getting the Warlord's Palace. Because the sooner that we can get this Warlord's Palace enabled, the sooner that we can have like a Burst Speed Sandstorm Charger or something similar. Opponent could have Seraphine here, which could technically be a good blocker. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, go ahead. Do your Mystic Shot. We know you were gonna do your Mystic Shot, but I really just want to get this Warlord's Palace right away on turn 2 so that we can start working on it. We can play Ruthless Raider and Treasure Seeker. Get this a little bit too late. Tantric. Wow, the opponent had to play that Tantric like that. I am a little bit concerned of... Thermal? Okay. Now, yeah, I think we just continue putting pressure. I think eventually they're gonna run out of... I mean, I'd say that, but they're still at 18. Eventually, there's only so much that they can have, right? Right? They can't have everything. We can even go double Walking Sands here and just push this 10 damage. Opponent really use... Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, we're absolutely going double Walking Sands. We're going double Walking Sands because opponent's gonna be forced to either block one of the Sandstorm Chargers, which is trading an Ephemeral for the Precedent, or if they want to trade here, they're taking 12. Yep, so they go ahead and just take 9. That makes the most sense for us as well. That makes the most sense for them, I mean. Here we have Perfect Curve to play Tough Speaker and Merciless Hunter. And now we set up for the Battle Negation play. Technician. That's kind of annoying though. When it goes down to 8. Let's wait. If your opponent does nothing, I'm passing. And Nakaboros, that's a good job for them. That's an amazing job for them. Let's play it. Let's play it and then set up for the Battle Negation and Troll Sham backup, unless the opponent drew a second Mystic here or a Thermal. Sucks. It sucks that they drew that, but I think it's fine. I'm gonna continue going wide. I think I'm just gonna play the Ancient Yeti too, by the way. Opponent only has 6 mana. I don't think I care about the Battle Negation anymore. Just gonna continue going super wide and putting pressure on them. Sure. Okay. Like you were always gonna do that, right? So you were always gonna do that. So I'm still taking your Tentacle. You have what, a Mystic here? We can play this how it is. Right, it's gonna go back to Pocket, so they get the High Note. We still push 3. They lose the Acorn. They do keep the Disciple, which is a little bit annoying though. Running down to 4 HP. Exhaust is not bad.
The time of machines is now.
I might just play this. I might just play this. Quick attack? Just so that we have the mana next turn? Okay, so we're winning with exhaust and battle negation on the cat kill. So we go like this. Opponent has to do something. Tailstones. Recall. Fury. Fury is the best, right? Battle negation gets punished by deny. That also potentially kills Viktor. I think Battle Fury is the best. Opponent has a second Tailstones, he's gonna recall their Viktor anyways. We get both our units back. Cool. So we still keep both our units. Opponent has restarted here. We push another damage, so opponent goes down to 3. Opponent goes down to 3. We have the Warlord's Palace enabled. Unfortunately, it's enabled on the wrong turn. We wanted it enabled last turn. We wanted to enable last turn. I mean, sorry, on our attack turn, so we can summon the Sandstorm Charger. You got a second Battle Fury. Is that better than? Is that better than the Ruthless Raider? I don't think so, right? Is that better? That takes me out of too much answers. I think I like the Ruthless Raider. I think I like the Ruthless Raider and just forcing the opponent to have an out. The bar. Let's play Jetty again. I guess opponent does have enough health to survive the Overwhelms. 3 mana. Gets another draw here. It's gonna depend on our draw then. 4. So this is 4. This is 6. I mean 9. So 4, 9, 11.
This land is ours.
5 plus 4, yes, 9. So we can play for the Fury. I think I'm gonna play for the Fury instead of trying to play for the Entomb. Because Fury pushes the 3 damage that we need. I'd rather have all 3 Overwhelms on the field. So that the opponent has to do something. They can get another draw with the Shaman Win and they have 4 cards to be able to get there.
I hear you, son.
They have double draw now because they got the Seraphine. It said that the parent Seraphine gets punished by the Battle Negation, right?
Show me what you got.
Well, they could just not do anything for now. I have to hope that they don't have deny. What if we just pass here? The opponent press is okay here. Don't we just pass? I don't think we pass, right? We just lose. Opponent has 5 cards now. 6 cards with Viktor. How are we ever winning this game if we pass here? I think we go for it. Opponent already committed double Tailstones. So opponent already committed double Tailstones, which tells you that they probably don't have anything else. We're gonna go here. That pushes the damage. While keeping my units alive. Gets to transform something? That's the best answer that you have, the transform. The problem is that still leaves him with enough mana for deny. Did they tap out a deny? No, deny costs 3. Wait. Deny costs 3. So if they have deny, they're still able to get there? Yep. I figured. Oh, I had it. Okay, so we're back to square 1 here. But I think the Battle Fury would have been just as bad, right? I think the Battle Fury would have been just as bad. It does the same thing. Opponent transform and gets denied. And now we're in trouble. Opponent still has all the value in the world, and we don't have any units.
Your songs just make you feel like you can do anything.
It gets another draw with a Disciple. Gets a leveled up Viktor too. So the 5+ spell costs 1. They played it well, right? They had just enough mana. Unfortunately, that time trick allowed them to draw. That time trick allowed them to draw into the Seraphine was a big deal. What a draw. That's a game-winning draw though, right? Gives them the out. No matter what we draw, that's game. Yeah, no matter what we draw, that's game. Opponent has enough of a good blocker here. Opponent gets a great blocker here. Could have Living Legends. So if we had this earlier, maybe. But there's no out. There's no out in this matchup. So GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Vayne and Kayn. Vayne Kayn. Bury Armory. That's a good draw. Now we just need to get one of our units here, and we're chilling. All of the other spells that I got are pretty good though, right? It's a little bit unfortunate that I had to kick them out, but I think it was better for us to try to get a unit here. Unfortunately, the units that we got is not something we can play on turn 2. Imagine if we had action here, how easy this game would be by now. Guess let's go second armory. This is gonna be 5 damage. It's gonna be 5 damage. We could just... No, I'm just passing. I mean, I'm taking the sits.
I will take this.
Okay, that's not sits anymore. It's a lot more than sits. Whatever unit I play is gonna die, so this is too much damage. This is way too much damage for what I was trying to do. Yeah, because this is gonna be 7. Oh, sorry. 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah. Yeah, this is not what I would have liked to do. Can pull this one. Can pull this one. Have the Ruthless Raider with the sand. But it could easily have a Furious Welder. Gonna let them decide which one they want to put it on. I think I prefer putting this on the Overwhelm, by the way, because this Fearsome is gonna push damage regardless. With the Overwhelm, we can pull the Cultist. I played against Lightning earlier as well, and they played the Elusive, right? So they play the Elusive, which can push a lot of damage. Okay, so if they go like this, we were always gonna kill that, right? We were always gonna kill that anyway, so I guess we just go here. That's 8 damage of Fearsome, unless you have a way to... That's 8 damage of Fearsome, so I'll take that. We can put the Ruin Runner and then put the Treasure of the Sands on the Ruin Runner. With Curse of the Tomb. I guess opponent just never blocks though.
The child is gone. The killer remains.
This is 5. Okay. So we go here. We put the Treasure Sands here, and now we have Overwhelm. And if the opponent blocks, they lose to the Curse of the Tomb. So the worst thing they can do is actually block here. Let's just set it up. Let's just set it up.
What is power in its most distilled form?
If they don't block, they go down to 2. If they block, they lose the game.
A new energy source?
Alright. That's the action. Probably Renekton is probably better at this point. But yeah, that's lethal now. 2 mana. I guess opponent can have a second single combat. Momentous choice. That's still lethal unless you have a third one. A second one, sorry. Onto Dusk. So they're digging for the second one. Doesn't have it. And this is our combo. Yeah, Renekton's probably better because he's another Overwhelm unit. And there you go. GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Pantheon Vayne. It's not horrible, I don't think, for us. I like having the Tusk Speaker. I mean, the Treasure Seeker is interesting, but I don't know if that's what we want. Or maybe we're kicking the whole hand, because if we get the Berry Armory, I think we just win the game. Like, if we get the Berry Armory, how is the opponent beating us? So I think I was okay kicking everything, try to dig for this. And then we can put in the Wind Runner and have Curse of the Tomb. And just OTK the opponent. We can even put it here next turn too. We take the 3 from this guy, and that's it. And then we put the Berry Armory on the Tusk Speaker, allowing us to start pushing some early damage. Like, this is a unit that this is a big unit that the opponent cannot deal with. The master decks have a hard time dealing with this big of a unit. And the opponent hasn't even tried to level up their Pantheon yet. So now what? This has 6 health. So unless the opponent plays like a random spell from Galio, they just take 7. So now Ruin 1 is gonna just finish up the game. We have enough ways to survive here too. Heck, we can even finish the game next time, to be honest. It's kind of risky though. Opponent easily could have like a Concerted Strike or a way to kill this. So I think it's always gonna be the Wind Runner to kind of finish up the game.
Go get this tiny dove.
Be like, before we commit the Curse of the Tomb, I think I need to have the Wind Runner with the Spell Shield. We can do it next turn, right? Wind Runner, Exhaust, Curse of the Tomb.
Sand and trouble far as the eye can see.
This is a lot of Overwhelm damage. Pantheon?
We are all
So doesn't this just mean that we just win the game? I guess we need to worry about single combat. But single combat doesn't stop the Wind Runner. So this is 5, this is 4. If we go here, we're pushing 2 plus another 6. The 4 there, adds it up. Let's go here. And then attack here too. Because that way the opponent has to block with the Saga Seeker. They don't block with the Saga Seeker, Curse of the Tomb alone is already enough, right? So single combat doesn't stop this. I guess single combat technically does if the opponent single combats the Bane, but then they just lose him. I like it like this. Trollshan is huge. Sejuani is probably better though. But I like the Trollshan. Opponent lives at 1. We still have a Ruin Runner. And we get to pass the Berry Armory on her while having Trollshan as a backup to protect her against anything. Opponent is still very far away from leveling up the Pantheon, so I'm not concerned about that. I think the Trollshan is definitely the safest play. Treasure of the Sands gets us to 6 health. And I don't think opponent has a way. I think I'm actually going to just summon as well. So I'm just going to summon the second Wind Runner next turn too. What we can do is that we can Trollshan to kill this Pantheon this turn if the opponent gets greedy. Vayne again.
Masquerading as men.
And that's game, right? That's where we pick the Trollshan. Pantheon goes bye-bye. We have Spell Shield next turn. I think we commit the Ruin Runner so that we have another unit with Spell Shield, right? So by having 2 units with Spell Shield, opponent shouldn't be able to beat us. We have 7 mana, so we can actually play the Treasure Seeker too if we wanted to. I don't think it's necessary. I think we just went through the Overwhelm. Okay, opponent's just gonna go for the Tumble here. Giving himself more health. Cool. We play Woundwarner. We have double Spell Shield. We have Shapestone. Opponent can push 5, I guess. That's not enough to kill us next turn. Could we do Cataclysm here? Fish fight? Okay, so they go for the slap. So they go for the slap so that they can remove the Spell Shield. Which is why I really need this second one. We could have actually summoned the Treasure Seeker now, by the way. Let's go with the Woundwarner first. Let's go with the Woundwarner first. Yeah, because that would have lost to the Tusk Speaker would have lost to that. The Tusk Speaker would have lost to that. Tumble. Tumble, tumble, tumble. We let it go. Is there anything the opponent has that can deal 1 damage to us? I don't think so, right? I don't think there's anything that they have that can deal 1 damage to us. We go here. I guess if they have the Overwhelm equipment, they don't. And then we just win like this. We have Spell Shield. We can push the 1 damage. I mean, this is pushing enough anyways. That's game. I was trying to think if there was any way for them to beat us by us going to 1 HP. It's kind of cool to go down to 1 HP, right? So GG's. And I think actually, before I leave you all, I think this is the game that finally took me to Action Mastery 5. Yes, I'm one of those people that somehow doesn't have Mastery 5 on Action. There we go. Mastery 5 Action. Dope, dope. Now I can join the club of everybody who says Action is OP. So GG's. Hey everybody, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed these games. We had a lot of cool games, a lot of different ways that we won, as you see that. But you kind of see what I'm talking about, right? All those Vayne decks really had a hard time dealing with my units that had the Treasure of the Sands in them because they just become so big that they have a really hard time dealing with it. But, you know, we got a couple wins with the Curse of the Tomb, so you can kind of see the power of this card as well. Battle Fury is nice as long as we're not going against Ionia. Fortunately, that game against Ionia, Seraphine, was so sad. It was so sad, right? I mean, it felt like we just... opponent just had everything to bounce up our units left and right, left and right. So it is what it is. But yeah, so the deck feels really good right now. If you keep going against Demacia, feels a bit less good against like Seraphine decks. So you're kind of rolling the dice, right? The meta right now is literally all Vayne, all Seraphine. So you're rolling the dice whether you're beating 50% of the field or losing to the other 50. You know, it is what it is. In terms of mulligan, I'm definitely keeping the Berry Armory, keeping my Action, right? So these are the 2 of the key cards that I want to see early. I like keeping the Treasure Seeker or some of my 2-drops if I know I can put a lot of aggression and opponents have a lot of good blockers. If I'm going against the match that you saw me, I was literally hard mulliganing for Berry Armory because again, Treasure Stand just puts so much pressure on them. But yeah, Berry Armory, Action, some of your other 2-drops or 1-drops if you want to put a lot of pressure, and Renekton in certain situations if you really have an early enough curve to kind of get to that Renekton time. So all your other expensive spells, you definitely want to kick them and just get them later on in the game. Obviously, if you get the Ancient Jetty, you want to keep the Ancient Jetty. That way he starts getting discounted right away. But you know, it's only one-off, so it's not gonna happen very often. But anyways, yeah, that's it for the deck breakdown and the mulligan tips. As always, if you did like this video and this content, please make sure to like it below and subscribe to us if you're not subscribed yet. We post Edward videos every single day. You can also find us on Twitch at Sirturmund. We stream 2-3 times a week. And you can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.